Hello, it's Mitten, and I know you haven't seen me for a while, but I have been doing lots of baking things. So to make up for it, I'm technically making 6 cakes because I'm making a rainbow cake. I'm going to be making a rainbow cake today. So this recipe is a little bit harder than usual. It's a recipe from a YouTuber I watch called How to Cook That. So the first thing you want to do is preheat the oven. Preheat oven to 180 degrees Celsius. For the ingredients you will need 2 cups of plain flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of gelatin powder, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil such as canola oil, 1 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and 7 egg yolks and 7 egg whites. So to make a rainbow cake, you'll obviously need rainbow colours, right? The best colours to use are gel food colouring because they make the cake a lot brighter and prettier. You'll also need quite a tall 20 centimetre round cake tin with a removable bottom. So I'm actually going to add some strawberry essence. You can use vanilla if you want. It's just because last time we made it, it didn't really have much of a flavour. It kind of looked better than it tasted. So we're going to add this. In a big bowl, we are going to add in the flour, the sugar, baking powder, salt and gelatin. Then mix with a whisk. Next, make a well in your dry ingredients, then add your oil, water and egg yolks, but don't mix it yet. Next, add your egg whites and cream of tartar to quite a big bowl because it does rise quite a bit. I'm using my Great Nana Pam's beautiful crystal bowl here. Looks kind of big. So you can see how much is risen there. So you want to mix till soft peaks form like that. Now we're just going to move this to the side and bring this back. And we're going to mix it on a low, and I'll change my attachment back to the classic. Okie dokie, now we are going to fold this in 3 batches into the mixture. You want to fold it so it keeps it nice and airy and fluffy. Oh, it's a heavy bowl. And I'm going to fold this in. Okay, I'm going to add the next bit, and it's important to fold, not mix. Okay, so this is all mixed in now, but I nearly forgot my secret ingredient, strawberry essence. Oh, it smells good. It smells like something yummy, but at the same time it also kind of smells like medicine. Okay. So next you want to split your batter into 6 bowls, and I recommend using a measuring cup because then you'll spread it more evenly. So I'm just going to put a spoon in each of these bowls so I can mix them separately. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're going to dye all the batches, but you also need to be careful because you don't want to get dye everywhere. Oops. I might have added a little too much red. It's kind of hard to fold with the spoon. So now for orange and purple, which are the mixing colours, I guess you would say. So we're just going to add 1 drop of each colour and then see how it turns out. Well, they actually kind of want like blobs than drops because they're gel, but yeah. So I'm just mixing a little part of it first before mixing it in through the whole thing. Okay, that looks quite good there. Yeah. Again, mix this small portion first before I mix the whole thing. I think I added a little too much blue there by accident. Yeah, it's getting there though. Oh no. So now these colours are looking pretty good, so we're going to move along here to put some baking paper on the pan because I know quite a good way to do it. So, you want to fold it in half, and then again, and then now fold it in a kind of angle so it's like a triangle shaped like this. Get a bit of butter, kind of mark the center a little, the butter like that, and then line up this point. You get your scissors and kind of indent where the edge of the pan is. And then it's like that. Okay, so I just put a bit more butter under here. And I'm going to put it in the pan for our first layer, purple. Okay, gonna pour in the purple. Okay, so this cake is kind of weird. It's almost like you steam it when you cook it. So what you want to do is you want to put a tray on the top of the oven so that it stops it from browning. Then you put the cake in the middle, and at the bottom of the oven you have another tray with boiling water in it. Now set a timer for 9 minutes. Okie dokie. Okay, so the cake isn't cooked all the way through, but it's solid enough to put the next layer on, which is blue. So I'll carefully do that. So now we're going to put this back in the oven for another 9 minutes. Put it back in the oven for another 9 minutes. I don't know. Sometimes you need to cook the cakes for a little bit longer than 9 minutes. And for 9 minutes again. And now another 9 minutes. Okay, now it's our final layer, red. Oh, it's quite heavy. At the end, I'll let you know roughly how long to put it in for. Okay, so I'm going to check on the cake now. It's really hot. I actually got my mum to get it out of the oven because it was a little bit too tricky for me, but I'm going to test to see if it's cooked properly. Oh no, there's still batter on there, so it needs a couple more minutes. Could you? So that actually took quite a chunk longer than we thought. It took 1 hour and 10 minutes roughly, and it's actually getting quite dark outside, but hopefully it's ready now. Yes, it's ready! Finally! Jeez, the boys! Okay. So just let it cool in the tin for a bit. Okay, so we took it out of the cake tin. It's looking pretty good if I do say so myself. We're actually going to cut away some of the edge because we need to get that really bright, vibrant colour. So I'll show you how to do that next. Okay, so we flipped this upside down. So we're just going to take this bottom layer off and the baking paper. Like strawberry cake. Looks pretty good. So then you want to flip it back over. I'm going to put some baking paper on top and the chopping board. Then doing a big flippy maneuver. So Mum, could you please do that? So we're going to cut around the edge now, and what you want to do is get a bowl that's just slightly smaller than the cake itself. So this one's pretty perfect. So place that on top, then get a serrated knife and use the bowl as a guide to slice around. And now for the big reveal. Da, 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 da. So there's the outside compared to the inside. Look, it's a rainbow. Ta-da! Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Just gonna save that for later. That's really yummy, that outside bit. But I'm just gonna put this back here. While we wait for that to cool in the background, we are going to make the ganache, which is just basically a fancy word of chocolate syrup, but it's better because it's just straight up chocolate and cream, so you know it's going to be good. You will need 30 mils of cream and 100 grams of milk chocolate melts. It can be milk or dark, it's your choice. Okay, now you just want to microwave your cream until it's hot. Okay, so that was about 20 seconds. So now you just want to pour it over your chocolate melts, like that. Let it sit for a minute or so. And then mix it so that it's all yummy. So you don't want to melt them so they're like completely just a liquid, but you don't want it to be like that. So just keep mixing until there's no more big chunky blobby bits. So here are our chocolatey toppings. I've got some crushed up flakes here and our yummy ganache. Oh. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the ganache. So I'm just going to pour it into the middle and then it will spread out around the sides. Okay, just spread that around a little bit. Put some more. And you want it to drip over the edge so that it's nice and drippy. Okay, so now we're going to sprinkle the flakes on top. Sprinkle that chocolatey goodness on. Oh gosh, spilling over the edge a bit. Ta-da! There you have it, a rainbow cake with delicious chocolate toppings. Okay. And now for the big reveal, what the slice and the inside looks like. There's the inside, it's kind of swirly and crazy, but it's not how you look on the outside or the inside, it's just how you taste. I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. Not too much strawberry, but it's not too little. And it's just cake, so of course it's good. So since we did basically steam the cake, it is really like moist and squishy and yummy. But yeah, there's how you make a rainbow cake. So just excuse me for a second. Bye! Here's a